first off, when we in our 30s, do you officially say, hey, you're my girlfriend, or it's just a general understanding that
I wasn't dating in my 30s, so I can't really say.
Oh, okay. Well, when you were in your upper 20s, well, no, you've been married 8 years, right?
I don't know, maybe. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the According to West podcast, where strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and weak minds discuss people. Which one will we discuss today?
I always say we're the other because we discuss every other thing.
We got DeLaw here. You
got DeLaw. Was sober for 5 days, and this weekend decided to drink.
Oh my, this is my. You got me, Wes. Tired of hearing D-Law say that he's sober 5 days, every other 5 days.
Hey, look.
Hey, yo, it's just like that. You seen that video? The dude, like, he looking in the mirror, like the mirror selfie and shit, and he's like, "This is day one of not beating my meat. This is day two of not beating my meat." Then he goes back, "This is day one of not beating my meat. This is day two of not beating my meat." And then he goes, "This is day three of not beating my meat. This is day one of not beating my meat. This is still day one, but a couple hours of not beating my..." I'm like, nigga, you just beat your meat in between them.
Hey, look, it can't be no worse than the white guy that said, "All right, guys, I got my first black girlfriend. This is day one of having a black girlfriend."
Oh, yeah. Everything just started changing.
He got to 1 year. First off, he was a short ass white dude. Now he became a 6'2" black guy with locks. I was like, wait, that's 1 year to date a black woman. First off, I've been dating black women since I
ain't never get taller.
I never get taller. I ain't grow no locks. I didn't start growing like the real cool facial hair.
Only thing I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, I was born with my black gift. That's about it.
True indeed.
I was born with my black gift. That's about it, man.
Yeah, man. The world is crumbling. I say that every day, though.
Yes, you do.
Every week.
Mm-hmm.
I say it every day to myself. Hey, I'm ready for the summer.
Hey, man.
It can only get worse, right? Or get better. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Whatever you do, don't drink St. Ives.
What's wrong with St. Ives?
That's just nasty.
Oh, okay.
It's just nasty.
I thought you was about to say something like, yo, some guy was caught jerking off into bottles of St. Ives and then the stock went down or some shit like that.
Nah, nope.
Geez.
That's just nasty. So my homeboy, he drinks it every day. I was like, he drank at least 2-3 cans a day. And so, it's malt liquor. So
yeah, I know.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this shit. All right, man.
I'm not ever going back to malt liquor, man.
That shit started tearing my stomach up. I said, maybe my stomach just bougie as shit. Like, it's no way that this shit is that bad. Like, that's either my stomach bougie as shit, or I need to stay in my lane with just regular liquor and fucking Bud Light Platinums and Coronas.
Shit, look, I got bougie taste buds. I'm not ashamed of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm an adult now. So, listen, I don't work hard and deal with other people's bullshit to not be able to eat and drink the shit that I want to eat and drink. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I'm not trying malt liquor again.
Man.
I had that one experience I was telling you about, like, when I was, like, 18. I'm just like, nah, it's not for me.
Look, that shit.
The smell of it is nasty to me. So,
hey, look, I told my boy, I said I drank that St. Ives that day. I couldn't even finish the second half of the can. I was like, I would have rather drank Old English.
Yeah.
Or 211. And he was like, nah. I was like, man. So I told him, man, you must have been down bad. He said, nah, man. He said, St. Ives like $3 some change. I said, I ain't talking about the price of it. I'm talking about the nastiness of it. Like,
so they're looking for that hit to hit you over the head, and I get that.
I get it.
I'm not starting or ending my day with any of that. You're on my drinking day. You know what I mean? Like if it's you're doing some day drinking and shit like that. I'm not ending it or starting it or even in the middle with anything malt liquor.
I do morning and afternoon drinking.
Listen, it ain't nothing wrong with that. If you know you ain't got shit to do that day, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shit, I used to do that and just like fucking watch, not watch, but just listen to music. And let that breeze come in through the screen and porch. That's why I'm like, yo, when I get this grill, I know I say this shit all the time. Had that little speaker right there, sitting on that screen and porch, sipping on a Saturday, especially if it ain't a day I got to cut the grass. Shit. Bring on the summer. Just came back from the Home Depot myself.
Sounds fun.
Getting shit ready. No, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. So a couple of things I need to fucking replace around the house, like the dryer vent hose. That's getting clogged up with fucking, lint and shit. So I had that bitch on for about 2-3 years. Time to replace that.
Yeah, the wife convinced me to for us to use our home equity line of credit to redo the kitchen that somebody else fucked up.
What? Hold on. Run me through this.
Remember we were getting our kitchen redone, and she wanted to do it on a budget, so she called her sister's ex-boyfriend, who said that he could do it. I'm not gonna say he did a horrible job, but
he did a horrible job.
He didn't do the best, and it got to a point. My wife was down there doing some of the work. I'm like,
nah, come on now. That's why we paying somebody.
I'm like, what are you doing? Well, it don't look right. It's running. It's this. I said that's because he's painting it while it's still on the cabinet instead of taking the cabinets down. So of course it's going to run.
Yeah,
I get it. And now you're doing it. And
no. What's running? The paint shouldn't run.
It was a stain. The stain ran.
Oh, he didn't clean the walls? Hold on, what are we saying? What is he painting?
The original cabinets, yeah. So the original cabinet. Now, mind you, the cabinets, if you look from a distance, doesn't look bad. It's once you're up on it.
Oh, damn.
So like where I'm at.
Did he sand the cabinets?
So you can kind of see the cabinets. It don't look bad. It looks shiny, but that's from a distance.
Did he sand them?
No, he didn't.
That's the problem.
Right. He painted right over it and everything else. He's like, well, I should stain it, blah, blah. All right, cool, whatever. Now, the part he did the best at that was still suspect, and I think he just mismeasured, was the countertops. But he couldn't round the countertops either. So he kind of...
He didn't have a... No, man.
Yeah, no, look. Once again, on a budget.
Yeah, but budget means you don't get the best material that you want. It doesn't mean you don't get the what am I saying? The things that's needed, like accurate measuring. I'm not fucking budgeting measuring. I'm budgeting, am I getting granite or am I getting quartz? That's what I'm budgeting.
Well, my wife, the loving and heartfelt person she is, and non-listening.
No,
I told her, I said, why don't we just start building up some money, get some quotes, and we can save up to that so we can get it done right. She said, no, I want it done now.
Yeah.
So now
that sounds like my wife.
So now we got a home equity line of credit. We were doing a home equity line to do the stuff with the timeshares.
Right. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Paid out and everything else.
Yeah.
Then she was like, well, if we're going to do that, then I want a new kitchen. We literally less than a year ago tried to do a kitchen. So just because you fucked it up and used your money and everything else for it, now you want a new kitchen? No. And I told her, I said, if we get a new kitchen, I don't want to hear nothing about no new anything no time soon.
Me? Ignoring you? Yes, I am, bitch.
Every other month, you talking about I want to move the living room around. Why? It looks man cavish. You moved it. You moved everything.
It sounds like Mrs. Smith wants new furniture.
Mm-hmm.
She wants a different style, which ain't bad.
I always say, women know how to spend money.
Oh, tell me about it.
And then blame them, get mad at you when you ain't got money to help fund it. Oh, you just
they get mad at you when you tell them no. I could have the money. The answer is still no.
Don't matter if I got the money. No.
She's
like, so why can't I want to do something with the kids? I said, well, look, how about this? How about we find a quote for the floor? So we found a quote for a floor, and I think
could do the floor yourself though.
Found a quote for the floor.
Okay.
The quote for the floor came out to, I want to say $1,400.
That's not bad.
And she was like, oh, it's gonna cost at least $6,000-7,000 for somebody to come do it. I said,
no, it's what?
I said $6,000-7,000 to do what?
What type of floor you trying to get? Right. Heated floors?
That'd be nice.
In the kitchen? You don't want heated floors in the kitchen. You want that in the bathroom.
Maybe, yeah. But nonetheless, I'm like, first off, we don't have a big floor at my parents' house. We got to do the whole house. It's literally 240 square feet. Yeah. That ain't big.
Yeah.
At that, if someone charges $6,000, nigga, you tripping.
Yeah, you're going to have to bounce.
Yeah. For 240 square feet, and you want how much? Oh, yeah. Hell nah, nigga.
Here's the thing. In some cases, depending on what your floor is made of, the material that you can use is so thin but so stylish as far as like interlocking and stuff like that. You can do that over the fucking floor that's already there and call it a day.
Well, the bigger issue is that our floor has a hill.
How? Don't know.
From what I gather, so you remember our old water heater that went leaking? I remember we were recording and apparently that wasn't the first time that water heater had went leaking like that.
And it leaked in that spot.
And I think it leaked in the kitchen when they did all the cleaning up. That's what I think. So I'm worried about what when they pull up this old flooring.
How much more is going to cost you?
Right.
I got you.
At this point, is either make do and let us still have the hill, or fix the fucking hill and let's keep it rolling.
All right, so put it this way: the floor don't feel bouncy, do it?
Between where the slope is,
it feels bouncy.
Yeah, because it dips and that's boards of.
So when you said hill, you mean I'm thinking up and down. You mean
like a slope coming down? So
okay, that's not a hill.
That's a slope.
That's damage. Yeah, it's gonna be some money after. If matter of fact, the thing is, should we get a new floor? Should we repair this? And in the grand scheme of things, you're gonna have to get a new floor.
Mm-hmm. So either they're going to have to do something to either level it out. I don't know, because it looks like this. So here's what it looks like.
And y'all don't have a basement, right?
No. So here's what it looks like. I think the guy who did the work on it before, the guy who sold the house, he brought some of his guys and they fixed it up enough and they kind of cleared out the stuff that was damaged and then put the floor on top of it and kept it rolling.
Yeah, the parliament crazy. It's been crazy. I said, I was reading something and it was saying like like it's the worst it's been in like years. Well, at least in this country.
Shoot, the cat was his hero. Yeah,
you was telling me. Yeah. Jeez Louise.
I was like, I said, what? So my wife's like, he's a cat. I ain't worried about it. I'm like, he's pulling out his hair. You're not worried about it? In my head, I'm like, I would be worried about that. That's not
right.
Well, my supervisor says her cat does the same thing.
She need to be worried about it too.
She need to be worried about it too. Fucking cat got an allergy. So eventually they gave him whatever medicine to get him to stop itching. And so he don't itch now, but he was. Every time we thought it was going to heal, the scabs wouldn't heal like they did when they gave him the medicine and stuff. They would like heal like and like puff up.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that? I said, that ain't normal. Like, there's no way you could tell me this is normal. Like, oh yeah, no, it's normal. No, that is not. That is nowhere close to normal. But hey, my wife said, oh, I know best. And she's like, I didn't know that could happen. Nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga. Come on. So, cat guy allergies right now, I don't think he's too bad. He finishes doses of medicine that he's supposed to take, but I think my wife scratched him in the head or something and
agitated it.
Yeah. And he's been a little bit more aggressive than normal. He normally isn't as aggressive as he's been these past couple of days. But also, when it gets nice outside, he do be wanting to go outside.
Yeah.
So he do get a tad bit aggressive, like a tad, not like a whole lot, but he do get a little. Like he'll get up on the bed and like bite you, like let me out. I'm ready to get out.
Yeah.
And then once that time goes that he don't want to go outside or nothing, then he don't bother nobody. But yeah, he been a little extra aggressive for no reason. So, but hey, shit happens.
So remember in the beginning I said what strong minds discuss and what weak minds discuss.
Yeah.
We're gonna be weak today.
Oh, we're gonna be weak, huh?
Yes. We're gonna
Could be worse.
We're gonna discuss these two people. They're in a relationship.
An open relationship or is it
nah. They together, just them, as far as I know. And something happened. And yeah. So she states all right. I'm gonna just say the title and then I'm gonna go right into it. My boyfriend ate me out, and when he was done, he had poo on his nose. Never been more mortified.
Nobody told
my boyfriend is 22, wanted to eat me out, but his parents were home. I'm 24 and said we shouldn't, but he was so turned on, and I was turned on, so I said okay. We went into one of the upstairs. We went to one of the upstairs bathrooms, and he went to town on me. If I didn't have a, if I didn't have a chance to use, I didn't have a chance to use wet wipes to clean myself up, everything nicely before he does. I usually encourage him to eat me out from the back. No, eat me out while I'm on my, eat me out
while I'm on my back.
She don't know how to spell. Eat or write a sentence. Eat me out with me on my back. Damn, that grammar. And today he insisted on me being on my belly over the sink because he's a butt guy. I don't even know how that's possible. I was mortified that afterwards.
Like a white woman.
I was mortified. I was mortified that afterwards, when he went back to his room, he had a smear of poo on his nose. I eat a very clean diet except today. God damn, Taco Bell. Even though I had to use a wet wipe earlier, things weren't clean as a whistle in the butt dimension. He didn't address it and kept it cool, said it was so hot. I gave him a BJ and swallowed.
So you don't normally swallow?
Yo. He said after we should do it earlier. We should do it earlier in the day, and I felt so embarrassed by that. I don't know why, but I think it's because I'm not normally that gross in the butt. 6 years of dating, and this never ever happened. He didn't even clean a smear of poo off his nose. You crazy!
Bullshit.
I licked my finger. God. I licked my finger to run it off, and then I realized it wasn't coming off, and it was brown. I went and got a tissue, no wet wipes, and licked the paper to then apply it to his skin to clean it off his nose.
That's not nice.
I'm back at my apartment. I'm too stressed to go to the bathroom and see what he had to deal with. And by the way, my undies are spotless. I don't believe you. I texted him so I could be transparent about it and prevent it from happening again. And he only said he needed to buy wet wipes I'm not allergic to. It's probably fine, but I want to die inside. I hope he gets more chatty again. He seemed very deadpan and sweet after the whole situation.
That bitch got a dirty butt.
So, when I read that, I'm just like, dog. For him to do that, he ain't smell nothing.
Especially now that it's on his nose.
No, not even that. Like, you eating that joint from the back, you gotta spread her cheeks a little bit, or you know what I mean? Like maybe you ain't smell nothing. You ain't smell like, it's kind of shitty in here. Nothing. You ain't look.
That's the part that gets me. Did he not look?
When I read that, I'm like, I always look. It's been times I've seen pieces of tissue in that motherfucker before hitting it from the back. Like, it's just like, go take a shower. Like, come on now. How do the fuck you don't look? And as a woman, I would think you would fight tooth and nail to be like, nah, it's not happening. And you ain't even got to tell them why it's not happening, because you got to know if you so fresh and so clean.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got a feeling that you're not, that's just like, my wife offered me a BJ. If I know I've been hooping or doing whatever, or I got quote unquote walk butt, like I've been walking all day, so stuff still might be a little bit. I'm like, let me hop in the shower. It's gonna be a quick shower, and then I'm yours. Just let me go do that, because I don't never want to not have the chance to get a bow job. Like, I want my dick sucked. So as a woman, I would think she want her pussy ate constantly, consistently. You don't never want to fuck that up.
Yeah, that's definition for it. You done fucked this up, shawty.
So I'm like, I could never.
I ain't looking at that shit no more. The fact that I guess literally, I know you got people like to eat it from the back. I ain't never ate no shit from the back. I'm afraid I'm gonna get shit on my nose.
Nah, I've done that. It ain't something I do often, but I've done it. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm scoping shit out too. And there's a way that you do it where you ain't really, you know what I mean? You might want to go like this, spread the cheeks a little bit, slap it. She thinking you being, sexual and some foreplay shit or whatever have you. But I'm checking. I'm like, what the fuck? Might put my thumb in that motherfucker for a little bit. Thumb, bowling ball or thumb in the thumb butthole, 2 fingers in the, you know what I mean? Like, we do that shit. Hell yeah. Why not? It ain't something I do all the time, but I have partake. There's no way I'm not checking it out. I don't care if it's been 6 years of dating. Why is it 6 years of dating? That's crazy. But I don't care if it's.
Hey, look, me. That's where I was going. Like, that's the problem.
I don't care if it's 6 years of dating. There's no way. There's no way. And if that would have happened, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I'm being that calm. But I gotta be, because I shouldn't have took my shorty up to my parents. I shouldn't have did that at my parents' house.
Well, not just that. Why are you still dating her after 6 years? 6 years, you should know you gotta keep that ass clean.
Here's the thing. Yeah, you should. Here's the fact that she said my diet isn't as messy. It was messy today. I'm like, what the fuck was that then? And if you know that, why you want to let him eat the shit? Why?
Exactly.
You know how mad I would be?
So you just gonna have me go down there?
The crazy
I'm about to eat it from the back, and then you're just gonna act like you ain't wipe your ass? You said you knew your butt was shitty when you wiped with the first little drink, and it wasn't as clean.
That's what I'm saying. Because you wipe till there's none left. Mm-hmm. That's what I was always taught.
Even if you gotta say, "Hey, I need some more toilet paper," wipe till you ain't got nothing left.
No, it's been times. I just don't understand that. Like, it's been times with women like that was dealing, like in general, like how you hitting that shit from the back or whatever have you, just hitting that shit. Motherfuckers start farting and shit like that, or Eric getting that motherfuckers too juicy or some shit like that. And I had a girl hop literally like, I didn't fart, and I'm like, I ain't think you did. Relax, like more like embarrassed. And I'm like, I get it.
Shit, I done hit James from the back, and like right when I'm getting into it, I can smell their ass. I'm like, there ain't no way your ass smell like this.
Never been in that
Fuck
situation.
that on the whim shit, nigga.
Never been in that situation.
I was like, yo, matter of fact, I had a drink.
I ain't never been in that.
Drink from the back, and I looked down at my shirt. I'm like, nigga.
Yeah, I remember you
Nigga.
you telling me the
down in my
story.
shirt, and I saw, people get the little marks on it. I'm like, yo, I got this bitch's fucking ass streaks on my shirt. And I smell, I was like, this shit smell like ass. I'm like, yo, I gotta go home. I'm gonna smell ass all the way home.
Nah.
Lord.
I'm very fortunate and blessed to say that each and every time I ain't never had nothing like that. And they knew I was coming over, or they knew what time it was. Like, they prepared for it. Even if we was gonna do something in the car shit after the movie or whatever have you, she prepared for it. So it's just like, yo, I ain't never had no weird smells. The only thing I've gotten was like, yo, it's a piece of tissue right there. Not a big piece of tissue, just a little piece of tissue. I'm like, man, it don't stink, so I'm back here. It is what it is.
Lucky you.
It is what it is, man. But yeah, I mean, shit. Shout out to her for sharing her story.
Wipe your ass, nigga. Wipe your ass.
So how your 401k doing, man?
My 401k?
Or your 457 or your 257B or some shit.
Well, with my first 2 years in the state, I didn't do it. So I just started mine.
You started yours at the worst time.
Yeah. I just started mine. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I ain't putting I don't got a lot of money to put into it, but I'm just putting what I can. I'm pretty sure all I got is maybe about $60 in it right now.
$60.
I mean, I only started in January, December. So, and then I'm about to stop one of them because it's not a raw; it's a pre-tax. So I'm about to stop that. I'm gonna just split the money I was putting into that one and throw it into the other two. And just
yeah.
I mean, what am I gonna do with this $30 that's in that one?
Yeah.
I really wanted to be like, can I pull this out, take the penalty, and put it somewhere else?
Yeah.
But
you can roll it over and you ain't gotta do that. You can just ask if you can roll it over to something else. Yeah. Just talk to your whoever you with. You can do that.
Well, the state of Maryland got their own that they do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. They got their own thing.
This tariff shit ain't scaring you?
No.
Why not?
Because I grew up in the late 80s and early 90s when shit was bad anyway.
You weren't an adult back then.
Nah, I was a kid.
Yeah, that don't apply.
It applies all right. If I can make it through
Wait till you find out your White Claws ain't from the United States and they from some key ingredients from India or some shit like that. Or the aluminum is coming from China for the cans.
You think they're lacing them with fentanyl?
No, I'm saying they might cost a little bit more.
Look, they start causing too much. I already pre-stockpile. You can see that's why they're in the picture.
That's true.
Look, there ain't no price on this over here. Look, it's already paid for. So, if anything, if I restock those last 2 bottles, I can start from this end over here, which is tequila, or I can start at the other end, which is rum, and work my way to tequila. Or start with tequila and work my way over to rum.
Yeah.
I literally have, I got about 30 bottles over there, 18 shots in a bottle, multiply that together. I probably got 2 years of taking 1 shot a day.
But we know you're not taking 1 shot a day.
If I open certain bottles, the wife might be like, "Let me get one too. Let me get one."
Right.
If I open the right bottle, so I gotta keep opening the wrong bottle. So I'll have enough alcohol for a year and a half until prices go down. But I had to strategically do that. So I gotta wait till Trump's to the second half of his
presidency,
and then start that. One shot, boom.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not scared. I guess I'm just worried about other people. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like their disposition and shit. People tend to be a little like, remember after COVID, and everybody was starting to be let outside and everybody was just a little bit more aggressive.
Because they had to sit inside with their loved ones and they couldn't beat their asses.
And I will never forget the like when Russell Westbrook was playing for the Wizards. He almost got in a fight with the dude on the in the well, not almost, but in the stands and shit. Because I think he had threw a bunch of shit on him. I'm like, for no reason. I was like, yo. So
did he throw something out? No, he threw something after he said something and Westbrook said something to him. He says he said he called Westbrook something and Westbrook went over to him and was like, who the fuck are you talking to? I'll beat your ass. And then he threw something at him. That's that whole thing. Because he got one thing. He's like, yeah, no, I don't, we get a lot of verbal abuse, but you don't call me no bitch or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was a white dude too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you know what kills me? The white dudes that got black characters on 2K, they say nigga, like we don't know the cadence of their voice.
I ain't never had that. Listen. I ain't never had that happen. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, so
they be called. Their main character is a black person and they white.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they just trolling just a little bit?
Put it this way. They're under the mind frame that there's people in the world that don't know that if you make a black character doesn't mean you're black. They assume that I made a black character. They can't tell the difference if I'm white or not.
No, we can tell.
We can tell. There was a dude. I remember it was 2K18. I was on with my boy RK and Jizzle from the Pittsburgh guys that rap.
Mm.
And RK was like, "Yo," he's like, "Nigga, you white?" He's like, yeah, I'm white. Then why you got a black character? Oh, that was just a default character.
No, it ain't. No. Everyone knows that in anything, the default character is always white. Any video game.
Well, actually, my 2K character always, I don't know if 2K saves what my last character did, but my 2K character always looks the same every time I go into the default setting.
Really?
Yeah. So mine always comes out black. That's why my character always looks the same. Because it pops up as the same person again. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Nah, I'll be creating mine, facial structure and all that bullshit.
Sure, but RK started trolling. He's like, so do you wish you were a black person? He's like, oh no, it's just the default character. You sure? Do you say nigga or nigger?
Valid questions. Valid questions.
Look, the dude was like, what?
Valid questions.
Look, I could only imagine the dude was like,
the right answer is what? Neither. And I feel disrespected that you think I'm that type of white motherfucker. That is how you respond to that. Speaking of brown, because we just talked about a dude with shit on his nose and shit like that. Yo, can you believe what are some household items you think people are using as lube nowadays?
Besides Vaseline?
Besides Vaseline and baby oil.
And KY. Probably some shea butter.
That is on the list. That is on the list.
Oh, God. Some shea butter, maybe some maybe they come down here and get some vegetable oil. Olive oil, some shit.
Olive oil and coconut oil is on the list.
Oh man. What about black seed oil?
Nah.
Castor oil?
Nope. That's thick as shit. But somebody's using honey.
They won't be stuck in that thing forever. I guess once you get it warm, it does kind of lube it up. Or maybe they're using it so that when it comes out, that they don't gotta taste
Listen,
the vagina on the penis and they just lick the honey off? I don't know.
butter, aloe vera.
We need a disclaimer on this one that this segment right here is not recommended for anyone and is not,
Yo.
we do not condone it.
CBD oil. That's the part I'm like, yo, what
CBD
are you doing?
oil?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
They're trying to relax the muscles in the penis.
No, I don't need that. Need them motherfucking tense and ready to fight. Ready to fight the good night.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the crazy thing that I don't understand. Soaps and shampoo. I know you've been young when you was in the shower and you washing up and shit like that. You actually get soap in your pee hole.
That should burn.
Yeah. So it's just like, yo, why am I stroking to that?
Was someone beating off with this?
No, they are using, they either beating off or inserting that.
Now, have I been showering and I got soap on me? She's like, just put it in me. I'm like, you sure? That might burn. Just do it. All right. But
I ain't never been in no situation like that. And I don't care to be in a situation like that. Soap and shampoo, like, come on now.
Me and my wife was when we was at the hotel.
Don't share. Do not share that. Don't share that. She's gonna beat your ass. Do not share that.
I wouldn't give full details. It's one of the few times that we ever were in the shower together. We don't, it was, I put it like we were young and dumb. I mean, mind you, we were in our mid to late 30s, but we were young and dumb, like we were young and dumb. She liked me. I liked her. We were in a hotel and we said, well, shit, we might as well.
Y'all was going together.
Yeah, we were going together. Exactly. You know how it is when you get to a certain age bracket. We all adults, and if that means that we have sex all over the place and never get married, and we break up and move on to somebody else, it is what it is. You're going to enjoy yourself each person you get, and that's where we were. He's like, I don't know if we're gonna be together, so I'm gonna fuck your brains out and then just kind of wean myself off of it. I'm like, all right.
She ain't say that to you.
That was verbatim.
You're lying.
Verbatim.
I don't know if we were gonna beat it. She played you. She knew once she did that shit to you, you wasn't leaving. Mm-hmm. She played you. You got played.
I got played. Now you married. I was married. She played you. Yeah.
I have never heard a woman say that. Like, I don't know if we going. That's some toxic ex-boyfriend shit. I don't know, shit, shorty. I don't know if we gonna be together, but you know what? I'm gonna give you this good dick, and if you feel like you want to stay, you can stay. But I don't know what this is gonna lead us.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, he knew he was gonna fuck her crazy, and she was gonna be stuck.
Yeah, I didn't understand her motive behind that one. I think it turned into when I asked her, I said, "Why would you say that?" Mind you, this is after we left the hotel and that whole weekend was over. I ain't gonna do that while the
Or she wanted you to bring your A game. She was like, I ain't got time for this bullshit. Bring your A game.
Well, it was what she told me was, you don't want to make me your girlfriend, so if we're not doing that, if all we're doing is fucking, then I'm gonna do that until I'm tired of fucking you, and then I'm gonna move on. I was like, oh, okay.
You didn't want to make her your girl?
First off, when we in our 30s, do you officially say, hey, you're my girlfriend, or is this a general understanding that
I wasn't dating in my 30s, so I can't really say.
Oh, okay. Well, when you were in your upper 20s, well, no, you've been married 8 years, right?
I don't know, maybe.
We'll believe that out.
Nah, you ain't gotta believe it. I always forget. She knows that. I know the day. I never know the years.
What year did I get married?
I said I don't know I know the day. I don't know if I knew the year, I'd be able to calculate that.
Lord. Right, well,
maybe 2018, I think. I don't know.
But I put it this way. I know for sure you weren't married in 2016. I know for sure you weren't married. Because wasn't that the party? That was the party where I made the fried chicken for B's birthday, right? Was it 2016?
I'm not good. 2016. I definitely wasn't married because I all in that year I graduated from college. I bought the house.
Mm-hmm.
Still living with my mom. So we already went through this. Bought the house and was paying not paying two mortgages.
Yeah.
Paying the mortgage here and help pay a mortgage at my mom's house because she had lost her job. So I was like, well, shit, I'm out to stay here at my mom's house.
Yeah.
And I picked up this joint. So that's 2016, 2017. So yeah, I might have married my wife 2018, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I knew you weren't married then because when we came to that party that day, because matter of fact, I think we were at their house like that Sunday, and she was like, "Yeah, y'all can't." They were like for this party. I think it was Dee's birthday party, and it was either Dee's birthday party or B's birthday party. Well, nonetheless, it was one of their birthdays.
I don't remember this.
I think it was Dee's birthday party. We were at the house. We did karaoke.
I was not there.
You
did karaoke. I don't remember karaoke.
We did karaoke, and this and D and them they did their first dance.
I don't remember.
Remember, I emceed it, and I was like, "This the song for their first dance," and him, her, and their son got up there and danced.
Fucked up or drunk. Like I do not.
Was drunk because I don't remember any. Got there late. We got there late.
Where were they living at?
They were living in They were living in Sea Pleasant, close to Sea Pleasant. Close to Sea Pleasant, not in Sea Pleasant. If I'm not mistaken. Or was it?
I see you're
Glendale.
Still who?
Or was it Glendale? No, it was close to Sea Pleasant. I remember that. It was close to Sea Pleasant.
What is close to Sea Pleasant to you?
So it wasn't in Sea Pleasant, but it was like in the surrounding area of Sea Pleasant.
So when I think Sea Pleasant, I think MLK,
Sea Pleasant Road. Yeah.
I don't even think Sea Pleasant Road. I think Sea Pleasant Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
I think MLK. I think Arwick Ardmore. I think Glenarden.
That's Glenarden, yeah.
Further down. Where they did not live, they lived though by the stadium. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, near the stadium seat.
Oh no. The backside, the house.
Yes.
The house. Don't remember this party.
Damn. Really?
I don't remember this party.
They had their 7-Day Adventist friends over there and everything else, and they were doing karaoke. And remember,
God damn, man. Yeah. Remember what she do? Maybe
she sung a song, and her boyfriend got up there and sung too, and rapped the Jay-Z part to it. They did Drunken Love.
That was what that was. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because B made him do that. Do a dude. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I remember that. I was drunk. I was drunk as a motherfucker.
So you weren't.
I was there.
You were there, but what I'm saying is, you weren't married then because the whole conversation that came up was they told. So my girl at the time, I said, "Yeah." They said you can't come. She said, "The fuck you mean? I'm making Jello shots and I'm coming."
Your girl said that?
Yeah, that's what she said. I was like, "Oh,
why they say she couldn't go?"
I don't know. That was a question. We both asked a question like because she told you couldn't bring yours. I couldn't bring mine.
I got told that?
Yeah, you got told that. And we both said, she said, but whatchamacallit, whose husband died, she could bring her and her boyfriend can come because he was trying to get D into the Secret Service. So he could come. So they both could come, but we couldn't bring ours. I was like, well, then I ain't coming. Well, he gonna want you there.
I don't remember any of this shit.
Come on, you gotta remember that conversation. We weren't that drunk because that was the same night where.
Here's the thing: that was like what 8 years down there, like what 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So it was like I'm sorry, not 7, like 9 years ago. So it was like 9 years ago. I'm not gonna remember a particular. I barely remember being there, but I do remember that.
I'm trying to think because me and my girlfriend at the time. We broke up in 2018, right after my birthday. And so this party had to be 2017.
Excuse me, how many are?
Had to be 2017. Yeah. So yeah, 2017. That's what it was, and you weren't married then because you was like, I got to mind fuck my girlfriend, and to why now she can come after I already told her she couldn't come. It's this, and this, and then she was there. I don't know if it was your current wife. Yeah, that was you. We were all there.
Well, I was with my girl. I was with my wife.
We were there with your girl, but when we all had the conversation.
I remember because B fucking sung. I'm remembering now. B sung her song, and she jumped on my wife's lap and started singing like her performance and shit like that. I remember this shit.
Oh, so you did. So that was your who you're married to now. That was there.
That had to been the only one. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I'm the only one who.
I don't. I'm thinking that was it because I'm like,
it has to be.
I had to try to remember that.
Because they were at the house. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. And yeah. I was like, so wait, I can't bring her? And look, my girl was like, she was like, oh, really? It's for his birthday? Okay, cool. Well, I'll make Jello shots. Matter of fact, and I got over there early. I don't
remember any of this. Like I was told, I don't know, man.
Look, when I told my girl about it, she pretty much said, I'm making Jello shots. And then she said she was coming. She didn't give a shit what B said. She didn't give a shit. She said, I'm coming. You ain't going there without me. I'm making Jello shots. So she brought the Jello shots. I went over there early that morning and fried the chicken. The chicken I ate, I fried the chicken. I came over there early in the day and I left. I came back and I was doing something in my room and I was running late. And my girl called me like, where the fuck are you at? I said, oh shit, I didn't realize what time it was. So then she was like, if we get over there, there's no chicken, nigga, I'm gonna beat your ass. And we got over there, it was still a little bit of chicken left. I'm like, thank God. And she did the Beyonce joint. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Yeah, I remember that night. Yeah, man.
Of course you will remember that night.
You know how drunk I was that night?
I mean, you remember her performance, put a ring on it.
I remember that. I remember other stuff that happened that day. I almost got myself in trouble.
Did you?
I would, yeah. So you remember her friend, the little skinny friend? Me and her used to mess around a little bit, but we weren't messing around. Yeah. I was in that. I took pictures with her. I think I texted her when I left, and my girl seen the drink because we got a hotel room because I was so drunk. Yeah, it was a lot that went on, man. Lord.
I must have just went home, fucked, and went to sleep.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Because I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces of that night. Damn. You know, I was just thinking about like the other night, Friday night, I was sitting on the sofa and shit with my wife. And I was just listening to all the fucking songs from like 2012 and going up, all the 2009, 10 maybe on up that we was in the club to. A lot of Future, a lot of the old Drake and shit like that.
I forgot you got. I got a couple years on.
Yeah.
The only songs that were going on in the club at that time, Back That Ass Up and the Black National Anthem, Knuck If You Buck.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Not 2012. Knuck If You Buck wasn't going on.
I was in the club 2012. I was in the club
that wasn't the song.
2007 to 2000,
those were not the songs.
12 or 14.
Those were not the songs.
Look.
Those are not the songs.
I'm a gat toad on your 10th Street.
Nah, it was a lie.
I'm telling you, man. Look,
it was a lot of Gucci. It was some Future.
What clubs were you going to? You was going to the hood clubs.
Not really. Maybe. I mean, that's when right after Dream became Love and Ibiza was still in full effect. That whole strip down by Florida Ave, when none of them clubs are there anymore.
Oh.
K Street Lounge. K Street Lounge not there no more, I don't think.
Park's still there.
Yeah.
But they were playing. They would do. I guess when me and Hawaii went to the club a couple of times, they were playing Swag Surf. They were playing
all that dumb shit. Yeah.
You know what it was?
I said 2012.
The bass was so damn heavy. I couldn't tell what the hell was going on. I just knew this shit sounded good. Like when I went to Miami with my ex, we they played this. They played "Soft" by Jewels, Rick Ross, Meek Mill, and Fab, right? And I had no clue what this song was. You never heard "Soft"?
Maybe.
The shit hit. Get some heavy bass. Like have a couple of drinks. All right, have a couple of drinks. Now I'm trying to tell you how I heard the song the first time. I want you to have that same experience. Like have a couple of drinks, get a little tipsy. Look up "Soft" by Joel Santana. It's off of God Willing, his God Willing mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
Song called "Soft." Drake, Rick Ross does the hook. Meek Mill has a second verse. Fab closes it out. Don't listen to Meek Mill's verse. It ain't as good as Fab or Joel's. All right. But when you hear it and that bass hit, you boom, y'all whole niggas so soft, and that shit hit, you be like, oh shit. And you know, I'm when I hear this song, I'm in Miami, so you know I'm down there in Rick Ross territory. You know, that shit, I'm like, yo, this shit gold. Okay.
You also was probably at a premium club and not like the shits
we was at Cameo in Miami. Yeah. And Cameo, you know, us being from Maryland out here, you know, DC, Maryland area, we get down there, it's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's like, why y'all here so early?
Right. Exactly.
So we didn't know when I think we got down like at 9 or 10. Yeah, we don't open till 12. No, we don't open till like 11, 12. Oh.
Close up here was closing like 1.
1, right. So when we get back, and number one, my girl was like, "Oh, this guy said that no, the person said they're bringing a limousine from this hotel to here." I said, "Well, that's our hotel. I will find such and such, and he'll get you set up." So we paid him. I think I paid him like $100, maybe $102, $160. We got all our drinks for free at the hotel bar, first off. Then it was a limousine ride there, and then we got a limousine ride back when the club was over. I was already so fucked up. I said, let's roll the fuck out.
Yeah.
And we left, got a taxi back. This is before Uber. We just taxi. Yeah. I let her do it because at that point she's sexy, so they're gonna stop for her. I just didn't stand too close, and then I hopped in the way. Oh God! You bring back old memories.
The good old days before I started eating pussy from the back.
And look, I can't even say the good old days because I never ate no pussy from the back. We'll just say the days before my good days.
That's shit on his nose.
So this, let me see. This is us at Cameo. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I let her get the taxi. Yeah, but yeah, that's 2013.
Yeah, man.
That's a young DeLaw. That's 12 years ago. What am I? I'm 39 now. That means I was 27 with this little 24-year-old. Yeah.
She was younger than you?
Yeah, she was considerably. She was the longest relationship I had with someone who was not old, who wasn't in my same age range or older.
Gotcha.
Because even Hawaii was younger than me. And me and Hawaii lasted, like 8 months?
Yeah.
He was after Hawaii. Yeah. Like she was after Hawaii. And it was funny how me and her got together. Me and Hawaii broke up. And me and her were always chilling. And then eventually she broke up with her boyfriend. I was like, well, I mean, you get to an age now where now you're kind of knowing that you're sexy. You was nothing, hey, look.
Oh, my God.
Look.
Oh, no.
These women out here.
No.
They lucky I'm married. Because
did you just get in trouble last week?
Yeah, I did. But still.
Oh no.
These women, they're lucky that I'm married because these younger chicks, even though I might could only fuck them 1 or 2 times before they realize, like, all right, this ain't the type of nigga I'm trying to get at. But I could toss their panties off.
Yeah.
Oh, them panties. Look, it ain't about whether or not we together or not. At this day and age, from what I'm seeing from everybody that's single on here, the shit ain't about being together or building something or getting married, whatever. This whole shit is about what you can get from somebody and what they not going and what you're not gonna give them. And in my heyday, nigga, I'd have been better than Pimpy Ken. On that note,
young fellas out here continue to talk their panties off, but if they got shit stains in them, don't proceed.
And look, and if you need a class on it, I'm charging $50 per class.
Thank everybody for tuning in. He gonna get himself in trouble. We'll see you next time.